Hello, and welcome to the latest episode of Empyrean Rising. I am Evie, the Disaster GM, and my pronouns are she, they, or any. And let's go ahead and just jump right into introducing our players for the day. We will start today with Extel.
Oh, hello, everyone. I'm Extel. He, him pronouns. I'm playing Jax, uh, chaotic warrior who needs no weapon. Also, he, him pronouns. And I'm excited for, drama.
There will be
What?
drama. There will be drama, yeah, just a little bit. Um, and then we will jump over to Joel.
Hello, I'm Joel. I use any pronouns, and I'm going to be playing Balder Mistforge, who is a appealing speaker who moves like a cat and uses he/him pronouns sometimes.
Yeah, Baldur's Balder.
Yeah.
And then for today, last but certainly not least, Alina.
Hey, everybody. I'm Alina Pete. I will be playing Kale. We are both they, them, and I cannot wait to see what chaos we're about to descend into. This is going to be amazing.
It's gonna be
Yes.
fun.
As you may be able to see, we are currently missing Maggie, who has some things to attend to away from the gaming sphere this weekend. And quite conveniently, Maggie's character, Sybil, is also witnessing what will be happening in today's session, kind of like someone viewing a movie unfolding. Because tonight's session, or today's session, is a very special session. It is a dream session where we get to explore whatever is influencing and or being introduced to the subconscious of our characters. Empyrean Rising, for those of you who have not tuned in before, is a Cypher system based game in a homebrew world. Um, and we would like to remind you that it also comes with its own little, shall we call it, content warning. Uh, we at the Archives want to remind you this is an adult content rated game with adult language, depictions of violence, possible mentions of loss or trauma, and or similar content, especially because today is a dream session. Things may get a little weird, they may get a little wild, and there will, I guarantee, be mentions of loss. We do our best not to cross each other's lines and have reviewed our lines and veils prior to session, but for those listening, you have been warned. In addition, you will see a QR code in the corner of the screen right below where I am, essentially, that is our Tiltify campaign benefiting the Lupus Foundation. I will also, in the Twitch chat, be posting a couple of links with the Maui Relief Fund due to the severe loss and horrible things that have happened over there recently due to the wildfires, etc. Um, so, if you have any means to either share or help in any way, they take donations of more than just money. You can send water, you can send clothing, etc. And we do ask that you at least spread the word to help out. But without further ado, uh, let's roll into tonight's session. When we last left off, after a couple of tense moments and tense arguments among the party, one of you split off, separating and venturing forth with much more able physicality to confront Sabar, Councilwoman Sabar of the Council of Icenbridge, who is the leader of the mediators and guards within the city. A fight broke out with her attempting to arrest you. It was challenging. And you did manage to avoid being hit multiple times, but she was just so fast. And when she did hit you, it hit hard. Injured, barely alive, you were left with the simple message of stay down because you're lucky that she likes you. Who that she might be, you were not entirely certain, but when eventually found by your friends who had come looking for you, you did, to some extent, suspect that it might be Sabar's assistant. But in an attempted recovery, exhausted, beaten, and with stress throughout all of you, you have retreated to what seems to be an abandoned manse in the upper parts of the city and take your rest. All of you are sleeping, and as you do slip deeper into sleep, Sybil is watching over you, holding your hand, Jax, and her power, awakened further by the situation that happened below, permeates through your dreams. We will start with Jax tonight, in fact. You're on a cliff. It's familiar. You've been on many cliffs in your life. You're not quite sure why you recognize this one. You're looking out at a world that, again, is just vaguely something that you might recognize. It's wilder and more vibrant than you remember. You're overlooking a wide, glassy lake beside a river canyon that feeds into it from the nearby range. There's no settlements, just wilderness. The sky is just lightly speckled with clouds as the sun sets. And beside you, just out of sight, you hear a very familiar voice. JJ, baby, you look like you've been done in. Did you get yourself into something over your head?
And man, he's just sitting there like kicking his feet he's sitting on the side, just like feet hanging and kicking him, and he's just going, "Oh, hey, Teach. Yeah, met somebody pretty tough. Tougher than I thought they were, honestly."
That still familiar voice, and the body that goes with it, steps up beside you. And standing there is your aunt, Tatamba. She is a very tall woman with broad, muscled frame, warm brown skin. Her hair is in thick magenta coils, the size of wicks, just kind of flopped over to one side. Jewelry all over it, much like the beads that you sometimes wear in your dreads. Looks out at the sky. Her arms almost seem to strain with muscle as she just pokes both of her hands into her pockets. Did you almost die this time?
That was pretty close. I thought I was going to.
Should take care of yourself. Better care.
You know me, it'll take
You're
more
not
than a few punches to get me down.
You're not meant to die yet. As you're looking over at this sunset, you see it turn into a sunrise, and then back into a sunset. Almost like the days are passing faster than you realize. You don't quite catch night or day. It just always seems to be in transition.
This is normal?
Everything is normal.
That's not really an answer. But he stands and then he stands up and looks up at her. And it's like, it's good to see you. It's been 5, 4, 10. It's been a long time.
It's been odd years. She takes a big whiff of the air, looks out. You awaken under watch. This is nice.
Yeah. It is.
It feels warm.
Is it? I mean, you don't have to. You don't have to. You don't have to tell me. I know you like to keep your secrets and everything. But look, I got a couple friends now. And you'd be glad to know, like, there are people who don't, you know, who stuck around longer than most have. But they said something about you. And he like looks at you, looks at her. He's like, they said you were a god. Do you believe that's wild?
Do I look like a god? JJ. Is this the body of a god? And she flexes a little bit in demonstration.
Some would argue yes. I mean, in actuality.
You've seen me bleed. You've seen me
Barely.
sleep. You've seen me eat.
Yeah, it's true. I knew that what they were talking was nonsense, but I mean, sometimes you wonder.
Sometimes you wonder where the soul comes from.
We're talking about souls now.
What is a god but a soul with immense power?
You think anybody could be a god if they had the power?
I'm saying it takes immense power to make a soul a god. I am not saying any soul. Though you have potential. And she just boops you on the nose before stepping off of the cliff. As she does so, everything erupts into flames around you. A wildfire coming down off of the mountains and encompassing everything around you. The clouds become smoke. The wild vibrancy of the plants and the forest disappear in an instant. And you see the ruin that's left over. The fire gone as soon as it had started. And then you see things begin to grow. Go ahead and make an intellect roll for me. Difficulty of 3.
I can do that, I believe. I'm going to apply some effort to this because why not?
Okay.
I'm gonna apply 1 level of effort here.
Okay.
I'll spend a couple points. That is a 9.
That is good enough. 3 is a class of 9. So it's as you see these plants beginning to grow back and how fast they're growing and the sprout of trees. It's not just the strangeness of you know that you aren't in the world right now. Your consciousness is not in the physicality of the world because your aunt was there. Your aunt wouldn't be there. You don't know where she is. But how did you get there? You don't know how you got here still, but you're seeing years and decades and centuries pass before your eyes as you sit atop this strange but familiar cliff. The topography grows ever more familiar as you see just a single building starting to take form on the side of the cliff next to you. Its walls are made of just slightly green, distorted glass. And inside you see people moving like blurs. And as you realize you're starting to see the first settlement of the city of Isenbridge.
It makes
Heat
me smile.
overcomes you, Kale. It's warm. You're flying through the air. It's warm and slightly wet. There's kind of this moisture to it, and it's hazy, and you know that flying through a cloud is always just a little bit like taking a not quite bath. It's refreshing in a way. You're not used to it being warm, but oh my god, you are flying. You're flying. You are in the air. You are also muted.
I am muted. So that's alarming, but also kind of nice. And I think after a moment's surprise, Kale will be like, "Must be dreaming. This is a lovely dream. I haven't had flying dreams in a while, actually."
Yeah.
Just sort of settle back to enjoy it.
Yeah. Even with the haze of this oddly warm moisture that you can feel whipping through your hair, it's refreshing, and there is nothing like flying in the clouds. Your limbs are scaled, and your hair is a mane that you recognize in this form. It's not quite the same as what you understood yourself to have been in that place where you changed, but it's close, and it's familiar, and it's comforting, and it's terrifying in that comfortable familiarity. As the cloud breaks before you, you see a sky that's not quite the color that you are used to. It's just a little bit more indigo than blue, with tinges of green on the horizon.
Storm.
There's floating land masses as you circle in the sky. You're on a patrol path. But this is not... You're not on patrol. Something in you, it's just... This is not what you're supposed to be feeling. You're used to flight being something that you relish, but you don't know how to fly. You've never flown before. You've only flown in dreams. And as the feeling begins to overtake you, you can tell that it's concern and fear and shame. And you're not flying on a patrol path because you're patrolling. You're flying because you're desperately searching. You know that you ran. You know that you ran, and that if you don't make it back in time, there's nothing that you can do. What are you doing?
At first, I'm overthinking flying, which probably makes it complicated. I'm like, how am I staying up? Don't think about it. This is a dream. It's a dream. It's fine. You can fly in dreams. Don't like that I seem to be dreaming that I'm a dragon. That's very bad. Let's not think about that. Just stay in the sky. Don't fall out of the sky. And then that'll let the feelings of like shame and fear kind of creep in as they try to fly faster and with that sort of dream logic, find whatever it is they're looking for. Because only that'll stop those fear feelings.
You are further along the path almost suddenly, almost like you teleported there or lost the time between. You're having no difficulty staying in the air, but the land masses next to you are. And as they begin to fall, you see small settlements on them. And then a large one ahead that you are rushing so quickly toward. A strange, almost delicate, spire-like castle on it. People screaming. Their hairs like fluffy, curling clouds. As it falls, because you know that magic is dying. Or you think that magic is dying. And your family and the kingdom that you had allied with, that had guarded your grove, there's not enough of you to help the evacuation. And you see that slightly blue-skinned, familiar figure that had been your best friend, throwing a child to another figure that is draconic and familiar in form, and then sliding off, unable to be caught because there are too many. There's not enough people. You won't reach them in time.
Can I try to save anyone? Is there anyone that's close enough to grab?
I would like both an intellect roll
Yep.
and a might roll.
All right.
The intellect roll is at a difficulty of 5.
Let's put some effort on that.
Yes. And the might roll will be determined by how well you succeed on that intellect roll.
All right. I'm going to put 2 effort onto that because I have gone up to tier 2. So that will be 5 from me, which is quite a lot. This is a huge heroic spending of effort, and is useful because I only rolled a 10. So 5, that'll bring it down twice.
Yes.
Which will be 3,
so that
which
brings
will
it
be
down
9,
to a 3.
which is just
so
enough.
you just succeed. You can feel yourself wresting control of the dream, wresting control of the memory, as you turn and rush towards one of the smaller land masses that's beginning to fall. And you reach out and you catch one of the screaming, falling people. And it's a young woman, or what you believe to be a young woman. Slightly blue skin, curling white cloud-like hair, kind of gangly in limbs, who continues screaming in your face as you catch them.
That's fine. I would scream too if I'd just fallen off of an island in the sky.
Yeah. So let's go ahead with your might roll.
All right.
This is going to be a 9 as well.
Okay. Then I will put some effort onto that. 1 level of effort.
Which brings it
I
down to a
rolled
6.
an 11.
11. Very good. So yes, you are able to catch her.
Yep.
Your tail reaches out and catches another child that had been with her.
Cool.
And around you, you can see the fall of what you only vaguely understand to be some sort of sky kingdom.
I'm just one creature. I can't do more than this.
There are others that are like you, that had allied with them all the same, that are attempting the evacuation of this Sky Kingdom area. But as you grip hold and try desperately to avoid the falling detritus and everything, you find yourself back on that same rush to help, arms empty, dragonic form, desperate and fearful, and knowing that if you just don't get there in time, you ran because you were afraid, you ran because you knew that things were wrong, and you knew that you had to get back because it was completely antithetical to what you are, to run, to not protect, to not help. But you're running, and you're running back. You have to get back, and you're flying so fast, and you are rushing through the clouds as they part before you, and you see the fall again. And as you rush to help and to catch, it loops back again and again. And again you find yourself, Balder, just sitting on a dock. It's a nice day. The clouds are fluffy, like little puffs of cotton drifting through the sky. It'd be nicer if your day was going as well as the weather, but a moment in the fresh breeze is still pleasant. You know that when you get back home, you'll probably have to deal with something coming from them about getting scuffed up or dirty, a lecture, or maybe just silence and disappointed glances. But you have a minute to enjoy yourself. You're young, and even if you're not as confident as you wish you were, and you're getting there. After all, what preteen isn't just bravado wrapping over a bucket of anxiety?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yup. The sea.
Yes. So, what would you say you look like as a maybe 11-year-old Balder?
Oh man, that's a good question. Probably like older Balder, but younger, and also, uh,
Good.
um,
Okay.
uh, he he probably looks like a fucking mess. Just he looks like he may or may not have gotten into a fight, and if you ask him, he'll deny it. Um, he has just like the classic forlorn coastal lover from romance novel, white open white shirt, and the usual mid to high commoner pants. He just he's got a tentacle arm.
Yeah. Which is unusual, but not too horrific. I mean, people in town have kind of gotten used to the weird kid with the weird arm. For the most part, at least. I mean, there's always those people, but there's always those people. And maybe you got into a fight. I don't remember what it was about, but does that matter?
No, I won.
No. What squelching of footsteps behind you are almost familiar. They step in tune to a song that you only vaguely hear. And then, quite literally, with a hop, and then landing perfectly in their seat next to you, is Ace. He nudges your shoulder, just with a slight laugh.
What do you want? I was having time for myself.
There's no time for you. Not alone. Can't leave you alone. I mean, come on. You'd miss me too much. Big, broad grin.
I slap him like with my tentacle in the face, just like as a joke. Like we know. I know why you want to hang out with me. This is my tentacle arm. I get it.
I mean, I helped to clean up your mess. I threw him in the sea. Like, you see what I'm looking. And when you look at them, they are soaked. Like they dove fully clothed right into the water. And then you gotta go slapping me? I mean, like, come on. You're slimy.
Well, yeah. You say that like if you had, like you didn't get slapped in the ocean when you get in there. I mean, you see what's in there. It's not like you're not used to it.
You gotta be.
Yeah, it's that.
You're lucky you're fun, kid. Ace is a couple years older than you, so looks down at you a little bit.
I am short.
Yeah. But as they just kind of lean back on their hands, kicking their feet a little bit, the gesture is almost familiarity, carefree, but you've known Ace a little while. And Aces who, like, first quite literally dragged you directly into the water. It might have been a little bit of a fight between the two of you, but you made up afterwards.
Yeah, it's fine. I won.
It makes sense that, like, their kind of carefree kicking would be some sort of familiar connection. Have you ever seen them just kind of lean on the dock before like that and do that? Usually they've got more energy and they're running around. But nah, it's just a relaxing day.
Yeah.
I mean, what does it matter that they're usually completely soaked?
Yeah. If I start asking about what they're thinking, they'll start bullying me, and I don't want to do that.
They only do it in good fun.
Yeah, it's true.
Do they? You're looking around and this isn't the dock you grew up on. And sitting there, you hadn't expected to find Ace so quickly. I mean, they've been missing for years. And you kind of adjust your jacket a little bit. And you set aside your sword. Why is Ace sitting next to you on the dock, just looking out at the lake? I mean, it's weird that the lake is, as still as it is, but you've been through Weissenbridge a couple of times. But never with Ace? How did you find them? And why are they wet?
Hey, Ace.
Yeah, kid?
No offense. Where did you come from?
You saved me, didn't you? What you been trying to do? I mean, why strike out without some sort of motivation other than your own? Why strike out for anything other than to help a friend? And you saved me, just like you've been trying to do for years. I mean, that's what you've been looking to do. I mean,
Right.
To be a hero, right?
No, I don't want to be a hero. But I have been looking for you. I don't know. I can't quite put my finger on it, but I don't recall finding you.
Well, you fished me up out of the river. You are bone dry.
Are you sure I did that?
Of course you did. Little adventurer out in the world, finding your old friend. I mean, Of course you'd find me. I mean, it's not like you'd just fail at finding any sign of me anywhere. I mean, right? It's not like you would forget about me. I mean, it's not like it has been years. Years,
Well,
Balder.
I've
Years of searching, and you can't even find me.
It's a big world.
You're just not good at it. And in your head, Jax, you hear, you're just not good at it. And you look and you see this growing city. Buildings being placed with the echo of just not good at it.
I'm good at everything I do.
And then you see wandering along one of the archways, one of the bridges that are at least temporarily spread between the two sides of the river valley, Tatanba, wandering along, watching as things are growing, moving at what to you is a normal pace. And as the bridge shifts into one of the carriage tram lines that helps to pass a tram from one side to the other, she's walking along it like a tightrope. And then she just is beside you again. Everything changes. Everything changes, JJ. The world
Good.
grows. The world grows. It's no big deal. Everything changes. We all grow with it. The magic grows too. It won't stop growing, JJ.
But like, I mean, there are some things that can stay the same, right?
Are you gonna try and force it, kid?
I don't want to change.
You don't want to change. You want to stay little JJ. Beat up. Afraid to take a fight. Or too eager to take a fight and he get beat up.
I mean, like it's like you said, I can do what I want, right? Like to do what I want. So I want to stay. I mean, I want to get stronger, of course, but like that's different than
Do you really know what you want?
no.
You should know what you
No.
want, kid.
I wanted.
You don't gotta tell me. We watching. We watching you.
Ooh,
The ones who need to watch.
I asked a question, you answer with more ominous stuff. He's starting to sound like some old guy I know.
I'm old enough, huh? Watch this. And then you watch as the city continues to grow faster. At where you thought was smaller buildings. I mean, you've looked out off of this cliff a couple of times now. At least when you were awake. Isn't that where the tree was? Why isn't it just a small building? That's supposed to be a small building. That's a small tower. Like a delicate spire. It almost looks like it shouldn't support itself. Make another intellectual, please.
We're doing it all with that one. Use the middle die. That is a 1.
A 1?
Yes.
Oh no.
It doesn't look like it should be able to support itself. It looks like something that shouldn't exist, and you see power growing from it. You see it begin to light itself as someone stands at the top, reaching out and staring up at the sky, screaming in a soundless yell. And lightning strikes it. And lightning strikes the falling land masses before you, Kale. It is not what you expected. Nothing is like what you expected. And as you see it split this castle before you with its delicate spires, you find yourself not flying, but in a grove somewhere. Somewhere that feels like home, and it's so comforting. And it's so warm and sweet and smells like just barely bruised tea leaves and like honey, and it sounds like silence.
I will look around and see if the people I saved are still there, but I'm sure I'm in a different place time now.
Yes, you are.
And after the fear of that, I will sort of inhale deeply that tea scent and then just sink down to the ground, finally somewhere safe and comfortable, warm.
And lonely. Looking around, you see what might be nests or beds on the ground near this small spring water in the middle of the grove. Empty. Your people aren't here.
Hello? Hello?
Silence. Nothing.
That breaks that feeling of contentment. I'll get up and wander through the empty beds. And I imagine that their sense of self is kind of flickering between their true shape, their dragon shape, and how they see themselves now. Sort of the classic Kale in their little tight brocade vest and their highly slicked back hair, trying to look as normal as possible.
Sort of like Kale is superimposed over this dragonic being walking on all fours, looking around. And you see old signs of a battle. Scars on the trees that have healed over. But beds that... Was it you? Someone? Maybe you. Painstakingly maintained.
I'll kneel beside one of them and pick at the whatever it was made out of. I imagine it smells still like very verdant and green here, and sort of sniff and then let the dried bits waft away in the wind.
Moss. You find fragments of old fabrics, as if it were true beds at one point, that have been filled and refilled and repaired with whatever was around. Because you know deep within your core that you cannot ever let anyone else come in. Blood was stolen. was stolen, you don't really know where you are. But a part of you does. And a part of you is very protective of this place. And cares for this place. And maintains it. And makes sure that no human may ever enter again.
That'll probably elicit a little growl in the back of their throat. The thought of anyone ever coming in here and disturbing this peace. Even though clearly from the marks on the trees and the old smell of blood, someone has.
And as you make that determination, Kale steps away from the draconic form. And it sits up and looks at you. Why would you care to guard it? You want nothing of this.
This feels like home once.
Home that you're rejecting?
A home I never knew.
I
All
can
I've
feel
known is-
myself inside of you. I can feel that you are what I will be. You're just as afraid as I was.
Are you me?
I'm part of what you are. Or part of me is what part of what you will be.
I don't know who I am.
Does
I thought I
anybody-
did.
Does anybody ever know? You don't know who you are until you are challenged. You don't know who you are until something goes wrong.
Huh.
And you find out.
Then I should know who I am very well because nothing has gone right in my life.
And what do you do in response? You run. Just like I used to.
I don't always run.
Very old. I am very old and I remember running. And I can feel that unfortunately that part of me has made its way to you. And for that I am sorry. But this is not your home. Unless you take it as yours. Unless you accept it as yours.
I don't know what to do. I don't know anything.
Welcome to being alive. Do you accept who you are? Is that something that you are still working on? Whatever it may be, you don't have to know what it is to accept it. I don't think you do. It will take time.
I don't know what am I?
Lost.
That's very obvious.
You're just lost. You're just lost, Balder. Why? Why couldn't you find me?
It's
mean,
not
it's
like
not
I've
that-
stopped. I've
Are you
dedicated the
trying?
last 10 years or more of my life to find you.
So- Did you? Did you really, kid? And you are young again, standing on that same dock,
Yes, I did.
bruised eye, fat lip, and everything.
Or I will. And I mean, you're here, and I'm here. We're here. It's got to count for something.
We're here. We're here. Of course, we're here. I mean, it's like you don't know anything. Don't you know how to listen? And listen echoes around you, in and through, and becoming part of that song, that melody that you had thought was just in the background.
I do hear and I do listen. But if I don't understand, the only thing I can do is just keep moving forward.
The storm's coming, kid. The storm is coming, and if you've learned anything, know that all you can do is batten down. So what you gonna do? Gonna brave the storm? You gonna come find me? You gonna go find yourself? Because why search for anything if it was not searching for something like you've never... What would you be without training? What would you be without my friendship? I mean, come on. Don't you miss me?
I am incredibly confused.
You're always incredibly confused.
Well, yeah, I know. This is why I ask questions. So I can know answers. I don't know what you want from me. I did everything you asked. Every step of the way. As soon as I was able to, I pursued what we agreed on, what we were talking about. And then you were nowhere. And I'm looking and I'm listening, but looking and listening is not enough. I don't know what to do.
As you're trying to make this argument, you see Ace's arm gradually start to shift and look somewhat like a tentacle.
Bloody hell.
You always looked for me. You always watched for me. I mean, what would we be without each other?
Doesn't
Or
matter.
are you looking?
Yeah.
He slaps themselves in the face with the tentacle, like the way they used to, jokingly. It's weird, but it's fun. Talking point. Starts conversations. Makes you better at conversations, doesn't it?
In a way. I really want people to judge me for things that I can't control. If I want people to look at me like I'm some freak of nature, some monster.
Didn't I tell you not to call yourself that?
I don't. This has changed the way the world sees me.
And that's where your mind goes? Not, this is something interesting, this is something beautiful?
Well,
That's
it's
where your mind goes?
I can think of it any way I want, but it doesn't change how the majority of the people see me. I don't want to be this. Or think of myself in this way. I'm this is what I am. I'm a kid with a tentacle arm. I don't. That's all
And
I've been.
as you say, this is what I am, you see, instead of Ace in front of you, yourself.
Mm.
A little more worn, a little bit more tired. Dark circles under your eyes, and a wicked grin on your face. You can force people to accept you. You can force people to accept us. How better to find me than to shove it down their throats? To be the storm. Be the storm, Balder.
I don't want to be a storm.
But it's so fun. And he steps back off of the dock and into the water.
I'm gonna just dive after him. After
Okay.
me, after whatever that is, and just
Yeah. So, as Ace, or Ace disguised as you, or your other subconscious, or whatever this thing, person, being is, falls into the water, you see the clothing flatten out as the form just drifts away as part of the water itself. But you dive in, and you are surrounded. And that faint melody that you had heard before erupts around you into a song. You don't know the words, but you can hear it, and it is like an orchestra, a chorus around you, vibrating through your very being. And it's just still, and song, and water.
Can I tell if I can sense which direction the song is coming from?
All around you,
Hmm.
almost like it is the water.
I think instinctively I'm just going to try to reach out for Ace in the water. Like, I haven't registered that Ace became water or whatever it was that was Ace previously. I'm gonna just try to reach out and try to grasp at that.
Intellect roll, please.
Yeah, okay.
Difficulty class of 4, so 12 or better.
Well, that is a natural 1. So that's fun.
So as you reach out and you're trying and you're desperately hoping to reach Ace despite whatever that was, if that was, the water around you turns turbulent. Like in the middle of a storm, and you are caught in the current, and it is dark and lightning flashes overhead, and you find yourself swept up and through waves out at sea, and you are nowhere near a dock. And lightning crashes again and again, and you see in the sky things falling. Not things, chunks of land falling through the clouds and into the sea and crashing to the world below, and creatures flying among it, and eyes in the clouds, and you don't know where Ace is, and you are trying to find them, but was Ace there to begin with? Was that just, is this a dream? Was this all part of a dream? Sybil said before that you were dreaming of sailing. Maybe this is a dream. How did you get here? And you are yourself again. You are an adult. You are as you know your body to be, but you are thrown among the waves and unable to really catch yourself and remain afloat. It's not necessarily that you feel like you're drowning, it's just completely out of your control. And as lightning flashes, this tower, Jax, it doesn't fall. It doesn't even seem to become damaged. It's just lightning crashing into it as if it is defying the heavens itself.
Is my aunt still there?
Yes,
Still next to me?
right next to you, watching.
What is that? What is that doing that? Is that what is he normal?
Stolen and not meant to be there.
What do you mean?
But honey, it's just the way that people are sometimes. It's just the way that people are. Down in its basement and in its dungeons are more stolen things, claimed from fallen kingdoms and fallen societies. Leaves and rings and buildings and books.
Yeah, at first I thought you were talking about a person. Now it seems like there's like more than. Because how can a person steal a building?
With magic, you see, things are incredibly possible. And when you look around again, you see that this city is more than you remember. There are structures that float and things that grow and people that pass between buildings as if they can completely defy all laws of nature, flying and reading and speaking without any sense of needing transport, without any sense of what you know humans to be capable of. And you see someone step out from this towering spire, the person that had been yelling in defiance, encased in crystal, walking like a crystal living statue. So familiar. To you especially, because you've seen this before.
It's Brandon.
No, honey. This is long past.
What do you mean he's right there? It's his friend.
Oh, no, honey. This is maybe 2,000 years ago.
Okay. You and your stories. It's amazing. Yeah, you almost got me there for a second.
No, this may be 2,000, 3,000. It's hard to say sometimes. Watch it fall. And lightning crashes into it again, and this time it breaks, like something cleaved it in half, falling into the ocean. Or not the ocean. That's a lake, right? And you see that it is not the lake anymore. You're not in Isenbridge. You see a seaside town with land masses crashing into it. You find yourself instead of at that seaside town, watching from a mountain top, perhaps, another cliff. You don't know. You've always liked climbing and scaling things, being high, being able to look out over the world and challenge your body to get there. But this time you see the structures and things and objects that had been built to protect and serve and just exist for the people of the world, operated by and operating under the source of magic. starting to die and collapse and be overtaken with greenery and earth, and then waking up. Forests on fire, cities burning, as things only partially whole, damaged from centuries of unuse and disrepair, waking up. Ashing out.
Aren't there people in there? Shouldn't we go help?
They long fast, honey.
No, but they're like right there. There's like, I mean, like, no, like, come on, we can go, we can get them out. We can.
The Curse of Eons is seeing. The Curse of Eons, it is seeing the loss that comes with it. But people, they are strong. They always grow back. And you see that as those things wake up and catch fire or blow up or are misused by people who have no idea what they are, cause so much destruction, and that destruction wanes and ebbs as more people develop abilities, and there is fighting and there is conflict between towns and cities. Eventually, they learn to harness the magic, and more of these things are created. And it looks much more like what you had seen in Eisenbridge as it was developing. And then things start to die again. And people dependent on these start to perish as well.
Why am I seeing this? Why?
You need to understand the point that you are in history. What difference will you make?
I can make a big one. I mean, you always said you said I could do what I want, right? And that's what I want to do.
You want to make a difference? How are you gonna make a difference, honey? GG.
We're doing what you taught me to do.
That's a good boy. You fight, you protect, you hold people close. Cause some chaos along the way, eh?
I mean, naturally, that's like, that's. Are you telling me that there's nothing I can do besides help a few people?
Sometimes helping a few helps a lot. And you find yourself in Eisenbridge again, watching as someone that you almost recognize, wearing far too fancy robes, banishes all of the magic items from the city, has them dismantled, has them buried away. This the man that survived the lightning strike. He is a thief, but he protected all of his people. He is reaching forward as if to clasp your hand in greeting. He doesn't quite look directly at you, more like He's greeting someone, and you happen to be standing superimposed over them. Do you reach to take his hand?
Yeah, I think you do.
As you do, around you, everything disappears. Balder, someone is reaching for you from a ship that is passing by.
I am gonna totally reach out for that with my tentacle arm because it has better grip than my normal hand.
Jax, as you lean over the ship, tossed from by storms at sea, you've never been at sea, but you know something in you knows that around you things are changing, and you reach to grab someone that you saw floating and being tossed among the waves, and as a tentacle wraps around your arm, you pull from the water, Balder.
Well, hey,
Ah, hey, how did I know you were a sailor?
neither did I. Whoa,
Oh,
this is a predicament, isn't it?
what's happening? I'm not sure.
I don't know, but I'm having a bit of an existential crisis at the moment. But
It happens when there's storms. Yeah,
I'm looking around for Tatamba.
I'm immediately helping the sail. I just fell into it with the crew immediately. Like, just keep talking.
As you're doing so, you realize that none of them have a face. It is entirely blank.
I'm sorry. I was reading the subtitles or the captions.
Yeah.
Got it. That's not freaky at all.
Yeah. You do not see Titamba as you look around, trying to find the person that was right next to you not even a second ago. But you do see those eyes in the clouds, watching.
I just yell out, "What do you want?"
Not
Second
just
time.
ink.
You. Okay. Look, don't ask me how, but I have reason to believe that we are in the past.
No, I agree. Yeah, I was a child just a minute ago.
What?
Yeah, it was weird. I was a kid, and then there was me, but it wasn't me. And then I was in the water, and now I'm here.
Wait, are you actually like 3 years old or something? Like, what's going on here?
Well, it was more like I was like 11. But no,
Okay.
I'm a fully grown adult. Thank you.
Is this like one of those things where you're born old and you age backwards or something?
No. I was actually a child back then, like in the past, which is where we are. But in the present, where we weren't, I was an adult.
Okay.
Also, yeah, I was gonna say there's a storm and there are eyeballs in the sky. We probably have bigger problems than my age situation right now. Just
I mean, I'm sorry. This is the closest thing to latch on to keep me distracted.
that's fair. Yeah, no, I get you.
Everything. Have you ever seen? This is centuries past. Okay. No, it's great. You know, it's
Wait,
fantastic.
so are you?
How do you tie this?
Just
Start messing with
just-
something.
So you know how it has two things? You want to make sure that it goes around both, so it's extra. Here, I'll show you.
So as you move to assist Jax with attempting to maintain a boat in a wild storm out at sea where neither of you know where you are, and all the sailors around you have completely blank flat faces.
Deal with that later.
Perfectly
Kale.
normal.
Kale. How are you reacting?
Oh, well.
You are in
Oh, well,
this
thank you.
grove, and you are in this grove, and it's clouds are gathering overhead, and it's almost like it's an echo of your own inner conflict. Because this figure, this dragon, before you knows that you are not ready. You are not ready to accept yourself. You are not ready to accept whatever all of this is, and they are calling you out on it and somehow blaming themselves. And you don't know what this is, but you can hear the shift in the weather. You can hear what sounds like a song desperately calling out.
I don't understand what it is you need from me. I don't understand any of this. I was living a perfectly normal life, and then everything started changing, and I didn't want it to change. I finally found a place that was safe and comfortable. And now it's all gone, and I have nothing. Nothing. What am I supposed to do now? What does any of this mean?
Were you happy? Can you honestly
Of
tell
course.
yourself that you were happy?
Of course it was. I was
Can you
happy
honestly
when
tell
Moira was
me
there. Or at
that you
least
were happy?
I was content. And you can often mistake contentment for happiness if you don't know any better.
We are not meant to be alone. We are not meant to abandon those we consider family. And I can feel that self-resentment in you. You're not as bad as me. Abandoned here by my own fear and resentment. But you could be. You have not experienced the full loss yet. The loss of a people, and there is a deep growl in him.
Then help me. Help me to understand. Help me to be better. I don't know anything.
So, as you say that, his eyes glow, and you feel your body begin to shift.
Cool.
Do you fight it?
A little at first, and then I'm going to lean into it. Because,
Okay.
that's what we're here for, I guess.
All right. So spend whatever intellect or whatever it is for your transformation.
Oh, cool. Yep, did.
Oh.
I'm gonna mark that down.
Oh. And as you do, your body shifts and cracks and grows and becomes that same dragonic form that you had so been terrified of being. And you find yourself looking into the still spring water that bubbles up in the grove. And you look at yourself. And he moves in an almost fluid, flowing motion around and past. And you see his reflection join you. But it's not the older, resentful, tired, draconic face that you had seen before. It's younger like yours, and filled with sorrow. Splashes of blood across his muzzle. When you look up, it's that same younger dragon, staring you in the eye. I ran away. I knew that a great battle was coming, and I ran. People thought that they could steal what magic was left within us, because it was fading from the world. And now, I'm the only one left here, stuck in this form, guarding what had been our home, knowing that eventually the magic will rise again, and that whatever piece of my soul remains will be cursed to find where the others have gone. We are not meant to be alone, young dragon. We are not meant to run. We are meant to be guardians, protect what is important to us, help those who are important to us, and see to it that as little destruction comes of it as possible. I'm not telling you that that is what you have to do. It is always a choice that we must make. But you have it inside you. Otherwise, the soul that has come with me, and through many others, would not have found you.
This is a lot.
It's always a lot.
This is a lot to ask of anyone.
You can run again. Find somewhere to hide away and build a quiet life again. Abandon everything that you would be abandoning, whatever family you've built.
I can feel what running cost you, cost us. And I know what running in my own life has meant. I don't know that I can live up to any of this. But if there's anything I can do to change things, then as of today, I will not run. I will not run. I'll try to hold my head up proudly.
You will, it's inevitable. It's how quickly you come back.
I should not run from my friends.
And as the skies darken overhead and rain starts to fall, almost like a cleansing shower of some kind. And you look up, find yourself just looking up and embracing it. And it gets louder and louder. And the land sways beneath your feet. And you find yourself standing, instead of in the grove, in that same coffee shop, or tea shop, that you had started, watching as you and your friends meet. And then, again, at the cliffside, the face that watches over, where you realized that Icenbridge had always just been a little weird, with your friends beside you. Rain still pounding at your back, the storm getting stronger, and eyes within the clouds. And you are on a boat. And beside you, desperately trying to keep the boat afloat, are Balder and Jax. As you guys slowly pull the ship into dock, trying to just wait out the storm.
Jax! And I will, whatever form I'm in, am I still a dragon? I don't know.
No, you look like your normal self.
Just regular Kale. I will rush over and just hug you very hard.
Oh, hey, you get a hug back.
Jax.
Yeah. It's me.
Jax, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for the things I said to you. It's not your fault. None of this is your fault. You didn't
It's okay.
have to go out and get yourself killed, you great idiot.
I mean, no, it's not. It's okay. Look, he grabs you by the shoulders, like sort of like looks at you, like
I'm like, there's like a little tear running down their face, and they're looking up at you.
he's like, "You're fine. Don't worry. It's wholly a me thing, and not at all because of what you said. Although I'm not gonna lie, it did hurt a little bit, but you're not wrong, so to speak. At least in some. I'm gonna stop talking and hug you again.
I'll hug you back and be like, maybe I needed a little chaos in my life.
Everybody needs a little chaos.
And maybe you will poke you in the chest. Maybe you need to stick with your friends.
Right back at you. Yeah.
Fair. Very fair.
This is really cute and everything, but could either of you help me drop the anchor? It's really heavy.
Oh yeah, sure.
Otherwise, we're gonna be drifted back to sea. Also, hello.
Are we really here?
No. I don't know.
I don't think so. I hope not. I don't want to be a child anymore.
Have you ever seen time flow before you in unprecedented speeds?
Yes. It's called adulthood.
No.
I mean like literally like watching cities rise and fall, and then the death of thousands, and then the rebirth of of new thousands.
I saw a city fall out of the sky.
I saw that too, actually. Oh. But I was underneath in the water, in the water.
I think
I saw that too, but I was on a mountain.
Where Kinder is from.
Oh shit!
All the people looked like Kinder.
We just really need somebody to be in the fire. Then we've got all four elements. Sorry, not important.
It's like, yeah, I see what you mean. Kinder. You saw Kinder? Kinder was,
or not Kinder, but Kinder's people. They all looked like them. The blue skin, the white hair.
Oh,
and that city was falling from the sky.
A friend of ours that disappeared. A little bit ago.
Right. I'm sorry for your loss. Yeah.
No. I feel like we've had this conversation. Anyway.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so wait. You saw a city fall out of the sky. You became young again. I did. I watched the creation and destruction of everything multiple times. I mean, it seems like we got everything normal. Seems like we had everything covered. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Well, there's one thing I'm curious about. There's multiple things I'm curious about, but one thing that kind of fuggy with at least with my brain. Eyeballs in the sky.
Yes, I'm not.
Yeah.
That's about.
I
look around for the Tomba again.
Not there, but you think you see out of the corner of your eye another boulder watching, but when you look again, they're not there.
No.
You're right.
No.
Well, you know what? That was a dumb question of me. Yeah.
You don't have the ability to be in two places at once or something, do you?
No, but there is another me out there somewhere. I guess. I think. Yeah.
Oh, you had that too.
I'm sorry. You had that too.
Yes, I think so.
As in, you saw another me or another you?
Another me. Maybe two? That was unclear.
Oh, see, that's weird, because was it like a you, or was it like a different person but you at the same time? Because that's what happened to me.
It was a dragon.
Ah.
It was a dragon.
Oh, did you
was it like a dragon
that?
you, like a different dragon you?
A different one, much older.
Oh.
Did you finally see that place where there was like 75 billion of you?
What?
Oh, I haven't told you about that.
No, we can talk about it right now.
I just had a vision where I saw like a lot of you with dragons.
How many?
Oh, like 100 billion.
That's more than I think was there. In a
I'm
forest?
sorry. You saw a vision, like an oracle type of thing.
Well, sometimes I see the future or something.
That's a thing you
Hold
might
on. You should just casually dropping that. Like,
It's a new thing
mean?
that happened. What do you want me to do? I discovered it when we were underground. Like, do we want to talk about this right now? Or do we just survive this
No, we
storm?
wanna
We've
talk
got
about
to
this
wait
right
for the
now.
storm.
It's not storming.
It's gone.
Well, that's fine.
You're not even on a boat.
Hmm.
You're in a hallway. The ceiling looks like the sky.
Okay.
Well, this makes
We outside of
perfect
it.
sense.
I don't like what's happening.
I don't think that anything here is real.
I think my aunt's here somewhere. She keeps
Your aunt?
disappearing.
With God? Of course.
I'm
She
sorry.
said she wasn't a god.
I'm sorry. Hold on. You just keep saying things and then not offering
Yes,
any explanation. What do you mean a
No,
god?
and they're all completely ridiculous and yet true somehow. Ask me about it.
No, I asked her. She said she's not a god. So, yeah. Although I haven't seen her in 5 years though, so it's maybe
If
it's
she
like,
wait, how did you get to the
It's another-
conclusion that she's a god?
She's named after, I think Sybil said, the goddess of chaos, something like that.
Brilliant. I see. Of course.
Also, where are you from?
Somewhere.
Your accent has changed completely.
Oh, it does that. It's all right.
I'm just elected to ignore it. Honestly,
He does
Smart
that.
guy.
It's all right. And then stepping almost out of the wall behind you is the other Balder,
Oh, good.
who shifts
Wonderful.
and changes into someone that none of you quite recognize, but that you, Balder, at least know is Ace. It's not what you remember. It's not the appearance that you remember, but you kind of expected that.
Mm.
And they smile at you. We're headed towards some fun.
I don't like when you say that.
all right, I'm ready to punch.
Eventually, you'll be able to find me. And I'll be able to help you. And then it'll be like old times. And we'll have some fun.
I'm sorry. Help me with what exactly?
The way I always help you, kid.
Right. But the only thing that I've really got going on right now, myself, is finding you. So, like, if I find you, then I don't need help because I've found you already.
Sure.
That's decidedly unhelpful. Wait, hold on. Who are you? You can't. If this is not real, and you. Who are you?
Let's just say that I'm not really Ace.
No, I've realized that, yeah. When you did the whole turning into me thing and falling into the water thing, that's not really what Ace does.
Nah,
I think.
but there is someone in the city that's watching you guys now. And this has all been very entertaining. And then you do finally see Tatomba, who comes running down the hall.
She's smart.
To you guys,
That's
it
your aunt.
is a very tall woman. Again, warm brown skin with the coils flipped to the side. And full on haymaker to the back of this figure's head.
Oh,
They
good.
disappear into smoke as she does so.
I've
I
never
hate it when
seen
those
Tajima.
I hate it when those actually jump up like that.
Hello?
Watch Watch yourself, JJ. There are scarier things in the world than, just the things you've encountered so far.
It's ominous, but okay.
Excuse me.
Cute friends. She snaps and disappears.
Oh, that's your aunt.
Yeah. Tumblr.
Oh,
It's cool.
well, whew.
She's taller
She's
than me.
single.
You know?
Asking for a friend.
Honestly, I don't know if you want to go barking up that tree. She might kill you.
That's kind of unlike, honestly. Sorry.
Well, that's fair.
Also, what the fuck just happened?
I don't know. My aunt came and punched your friend who said it wasn't your friend.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
But then they got away, which I've never seen that happen before. Like I fought bears, but bears are scared of my aunt. So that's like.
The fact that you fought bears is the most normal thing about you that I've learned today.
I mean, I fought wolves, panthers, there's a couple lions, I think.
Oh my!
Lions are the toughest because they're just fierce. They just don't go. But honestly, tigers are the ones that are really the tough ones to fight.
I really appreciate the tier list of the animals you fought, but I feel like we kind of have a bigger problem going on in the fact that we are apparently
all this
here
is.
and not wherever we were before, which is a bit of
like, it's kind of like,
Where's
I don't know.
Sybil? If we are here.
I don't know. I mean, honestly, I don't know how we got here.
Do you think maybe we're not here, but rather we are there instead? As in, we are not. Because, all right, here's the thing. I've seen, well, I mean, we've all seen Sybil's shenanigans, right?
Yeah.
So, could it possibly be that we are not? Wait, it's the same thing, but again,
we're all in a dream.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
I mean, it's possible. I do remember getting the shit kicked out of me, and now I'm here and totally fine.
I remember that too. Well, I didn't see it, unfortunately, but I do remember dragging your basically dead body out of the street. Yeah, off the
This
street.
is probably the best fight I've had in my life.
What happened, by the way?
Oh, she beat the fuck out of me.
It was Sabah?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was Sabah.
Yes.
Sabah.
I thought there was only one human I could think of who was capable of even giving you a run for your money. It must be. She was not nearly afraid of us.
I was able to stand toe to toe for quite a while.
How long?
Yeah, probably longer than most people expected. I mean, the guards seemed like they were rather surprised that I was alive at all after like the first few seconds. Although I'm not sure if they could really see what was going on. It's hard to understand how fast I move to some people because I'm not slow. So.
Right.
You concern me.
I don't know what you mean by that, but I take it as a compliment, I guess.
Sure. Are we still in the hallway? I'm gonna look around. Is there anything in this hallway, like a door?
It seems unending. Just a long, long hallway. And the ceiling above looks like a perfect depiction of the sky, like three-dimensional, as if there is just not a ceiling.
Do you think it leads somewhere?
I think if this is a dream, then in dream logic it will eventually, or we'll wake up. One of the two.
I feel like we should start walking that way.
That's good. Off we go.
Yeah, we're walking.
And you walk. And you walk. pretty sure that you've been walking for a while. It might just feel like you've been walking for a while. It's hard to tell. I mean, if this is a dream, who knows how time actually passes in it. But when you think that you see the damage to the wall that you, Kale, remember from your first trip down, and Jax, you vaguely remember it as well, just never seems to get closer. But you know that there are hidden doors. You're not sure how to find them or where, but there are hidden doors that theoretically lead to a stairwell or two.
Should I kick it? Should I kick a wall in or something?
What?
Maybe. Let me see if I can find one of those panels.
I'm sorry. We were walking in silence for like a while. And why are we suddenly deciding to kick walls? What's going on?
I mean, because we're not getting. Like, you see that thing over there on the wall?
Nope.
Also, you haven't had an excuse to kick something in a while, and I imagine it's weighing on you terribly.
Yeah, but no, there's a mark on the wall over there, right? You see it?
No.
It's right there.
I'm not sure I see anything anymore.
Intellect-based perception task. DC.
That was a natural 20.
2. Okay, I was
I
about
got
to say
5,
like
so
DC
I
of
see
2.
nothing.
So with that, you are able to tell further ahead than you thought that Jax was really pointing. There does seem to be some sort of break in the wall. There's like some rocks on the ground and obvious cracking to the like smooth wall that you've been passing by, but it's just not getting closer. It's just up there.
Oh, I see.
Further than you would normally pay attention to because you're just walking.
That's strange.
Doesn't get closer.
Hey, it's no, yeah, that's we've been walking for a long time, and it's basically stayed in that spot. So like, I don't think we're actually moving anywhere.
Oh, you know, we could test it out. Stay here, and I'm gonna just keep walking, and just
You walk,
kind of, and
and it
am I?
doesn't get closer.
Are we? Is there a distance between me and the others?
Yeah.
How's it going?
Away.
And
Apparently.
there's an echo from Kale calling to you.
I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna go back to the others.
Make an intellect-based defense roll.
Defense roll. I don't think I know how to do those.
So specifying it as a task versus a defense basically just means that in certain situations you may be impaired or hindered or have an asset towards defense.
Those are 3 on the dice.
Okay. The difficulty class was not a 1, so I'm gonna say that's a fail.
Shoot.
So you turn around and you start walking towards them, and they actually only seem to get further away.
I don't know if you've noticed yet, but there seems to be a bit of an issue. As in,
What?
I'm walking.
What?
There's
You're
an
very
issue
far.
in that I'm walking towards you, but you seem to be getting further away.
We are standing still.
I know, but do you not see the difference, though? Like, you're becoming smaller. I'm gonna stop walking now, so I don't suddenly walk you into non-existence.
Jax like
Thank you.
raises a leg, and there's the sound of like leather stretching as he like kicks the wall as hard as he can.
Good.
Okay. So the wall is holding still, so you just do damage. Would you have put effort into it, and would you like to expend effort to do extra damage?
Yes. Yes.
Punch the shit out of this dream, Jax.
I'm
Okay.
gonna put 2 levels of effort.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
So you
Oh,
do.
no.
I'm gonna have to spend six points here.
Okay. So
Mike,
you can hear next to you, Kale, the leather creak. And it's similar to that sensation from when Jax nearly punched through the doorway into the expensive bedroom. And then there is this loud, echoing, boom like crack that ricochets through the entire hallway. And the wall begins to crumble. And then all of the hallway begins to crumble around you. And you guys find yourself falling.
This was a bad idea.
Just go with it.
So he just starts laughing. He's having a great time.
And
So
maybe
I would also like opposed intellect rolls from all three of you.
Oh,
Oh,
is
good.
this defense? Because I'm
Is this defense?
trained in that.
I am hindered.
It is not defense.
Okay,
It's just
good.
defense because I am neutral on that.
Good. We have all the extremes here. I have a 16.
16?
I have a 13.
I have a 10 on the
Okay.
dice. I don't know if I add anything to it, but I don't think so.
Go down by threes there. Is that what that was?
So you're falling and the hall pieces seem to fall with you, like broken shards that gradually morph into clouds, and you are falling through a sky. And
Hang
Kayla,
on,
you
hang
remember
on.
this. You recognize this. This is where you started. And you are in
Right.
dragon form again.
Hang on. Let me see if I can remember how to fly. Give me a moment. And I'm like, deep breaths.
Yeah.
Deep breaths. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so you're flying.
Okay, good. I think I got it. I think I
Alright.
got it.
So to catch them will be might tasks.
Excellent. Let's throw some might at this. 2 might tasks or 1 collective?
Yes. One might task each. The first
Okay.
one is just a 9. The second one is a 15.
Cool. I'm going to put effort on both of them. Just burning
Okay.
through my might here.
Yep.
Do it again.
Because, oh, nat 20.
Nat 20.
Nice.
So
20.
the first one,
Hell yeah.
you were right there next to Jax, and you just
I am
reach
protective of
out and
Jax now.
wrap around him.
Yeah.
And you
And
find
I'll like
yourself
pop you right up onto my back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
hold on.
right there. Like, and Kale is even bigger in this form than you remember. And the frond-like leafy hair of their mohawk-like mane brushes into your face and body as they dive towards Balder. And you can smell the same scent of that tea shop and that kind of, blanking on the word for it, the thing that you smell when it's about to rain.
Oh, yeah.
Petrichor.
Musk.
Like
Yeah.
that kind of mossy petrichor.
Yeah.
And slight ozone, which is very familiar to you as you guys dive towards Balder. With that nat 20, I will also allow you an asset towards catching Balder because it was so easy to catch Jax. So you're putting
Nice.
effort into it and you've got an
Yep.
asset.
So I go
So-
down 2 rings, 15.
So that brings it down to 3, so 9 or better.
Okay, that's great because I rolled a 10.
Okay. So you are hurtling through the sky, you are falling, and you see, because you are falling with your back down behind you, the fall of a entire Skyborn kingdom. As Kale swoops down in their dragon form and wraps their clawed arms around you. Jax on their back. And you see the death of an entire kingdom as Kale remembers this, or a part of you does. And this is where you had started, but this time you're not alone. This time you have your friends with you. And you've saved both of them. That sense of loneliness isn't there. The urgency may be because they had been falling, but that sense of urgency and loneliness is gone.
I'll look up at the fallen kingdom and sort of shake my head and say, I didn't save them before, but I can save you now. And then I'll double speed and go towards the ground.
Jackson Balder, opposed intellect rolls, please.
That's a 15 on the dice. I always I think that's fine.
That's 9 for me.
Okay. So you dive down to take a landing, and you find yourself on a dock below, not on the ocean, as Balder had claimed where it was. And you come to a landing. And around you hear a soft melody, like the ocean is singing to you. But Ace isn't there like you remember from earlier in your dream, Balder. It's that same place. You feel yourself slowly getting just a little bit smaller. And before you guys set down on the ground is a little 11-year-old Balder. Seemingly just fresh out of a fight.
Well, this is awkward.
Are you all right?
Yep. I won the fight, yeah.
You're not quite sure who they are, but they seem comfortingly familiar. Almost like Ace, back when you guys really started getting along.
Who do I know you?
Oh, we're friends of yours.
I don't think so.
Well, we will be. Time's a little weird today.
Wibbly wobbly.
You see. And he just smiles and mumbles to himself, when I have friends.
As they say that they are your friends, you hear, you specifically, Balder, hear that song pick up. Get just a little louder, easier to understand. It's, I wouldn't call it warm. There's some sort of coolness to it, but it's a refreshing coolness.
It's wet.
Yeah. It's a soft melody that seemed sad before, but has gotten a little brighter. And as that song seeps into you, you feel yourself growing. That was very disorienting, but you are yourself again. As all three of you end up on the cliff face, looking out at lightning striking a very familiar spire, and the kind of water top district. And it fades as your dreams gradually come to an end. So today is a shorter session because of the lack of one of our players and the fact that one of our other players does need to be heading out. So we are going to say a quick goodbye so that at least Excel can hop out of here, and we will see you guys next time. So Excel, why don't you go ahead and reintroduce yourself before you've got to jump out.
Sorry, apologies everyone, some stuff going on today. I'm Extel. You can find me at Extra the King on interwebs and all that. And you can find me there where I tweet about all the stuff that I do. I've been having a great time playing Jackson. I can't wait for next session. Hi, G. So,
Right. All right, you take off. We'll see ya.
I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye. And
That's fine.
Joel, right
Oh,
now
sick.
you are Excel.
Upgrade.
Yeah.
I'm who?
You're currently Excel.
This has become a body swap episode, as well as
Yeah.
stream episode. It's great.
Hell
It's
yeah.
good.
I want to be that cool. You kidding? That's sick.
I had a
Alrighty.
Bulbasaur. Where's my Bulbasaur?
Okay, so
I've been
Alina,
holding
why
it.
don't you go ahead and reintroduce yourself, and don't forget that you are one of our you are our character artist. So
Yeah, check out my art. I am Melina Pete. I am they, them. I'm playing Kale, who is also they, them, and also a dragon, apparently. It's the first time they've admitted that to themselves, which is a big moment for them. If you want, you can check me out online at alina-pete.com or at Alina Pete on most socials. I'm mostly on Blue Sky these days. It's rad. It's fun. Yeah, check out my work. You can also check out my comic at weregeek.com.
alrighty, thank you very much, and we will. Where are you?
Phenomenal
Where are you?
artist.
Where are you? You are a phenomenal artist. We
Oh,
love
thank you.
It's
the
true.
character designs.
Oh god, I have so much art to drop for you now.
All right, cool. So there
I
we
have
go.
art that I've been hiding for a bit that I will just post on our Discord now.
Oh, hell
Yeah.
Can't wait.
But yes, so Alina is a wonderful artist and does various conventions for Where Geek Comics and is the brilliant player behind Kale. We love them very much. They also have another campaign that they stream on their channel on Fridays, right?
Yeah,
Did I miss
Fridays.
that while I
Called
was
Trash
messing with
Heroes.
the stuff? Okay.
Yes. It was fun. It was a good game. I also got to be a dragon last game. That was cool.
Very
Hell yeah.
cool, very cool, very cool, very cool. Yeah.
The polymorph
Um,
situation.
Yeah. And then, Joel, why don't you go ahead and reintroduce yourself and tell us where we can find you?
Hello. I was just quickly checking that I was using the correct microphone. Yeah, hi, I'm Joel. I use any pronouns, and I played Balder, and also Balder Jr. I don't actually have anything going on currently except this, because
Okay.
my Wednesday game of Blood Tax is currently
Awesome.
we're between seasons. The next season starts in October, season 3. So catch me here.
Or
Cool.
catch up on Blood Tax because there's lots of VODs and they're really fun.
It's true.
Mhm.
It's true.
Yeah, they had
No.
some.
Knowing what's
fun
coming,
stuff
catching up.
going on.
I know a little
I
bit of
missed the
what's
last
coming.
couple
as we-
episodes and I'm catching up and it's very good.
It's really, really good. It was a
It's
really
really good.
Yeah.
Extel, who just left, is the game master for that, or the storyteller for that campaign. And he's wonderful.
Yeah, they
So good.
do. Yeah, they do an amazing job over there. Excel is a great GM. Boulder's one of the several fun players that they've got, and they've got a really good producer too. So you should definitely check out the VODs. And then my dog has now woken up and is making noise behind me.
Good.
But yes, so you can also check in chat for a link that I will be posting because Excel is still raising some money to do the whole air conditioning and computer gaming thing. So the air conditioning, very important. Please check that out.
It was like 100 degrees there last time.
Yeah,
Stupid.
it is insanely hot. Insanely
Oof.
hot.
It really is.
But yeah, but they are very, very cool. Love my players, want to make sure that they are well taken care of. Next time we will be back with Maggie, so that we have all 4 players and get to see Sybil's reaction to having witnessed the majority of these dreams as they wake up the next
We're gonna have
morning.
a lot to unpack.
Yeah, you're gonna have a lot to
Oh
unpack.
yeah.
But yes, so as another heads up to our audience, most likely Empyrean Rising will be moving to a pre-recorded format due to issues with Twitch connection during live. So it will still, at least currently, be pushed out on Twitch for pre-recorded Sunday episodes and then added to YouTube after. And we will see how well that works. But in the meantime, I am going to go ahead and close out our session. I am Evie, Disaster GM, Director of Alter Echo Archives, and GM for this wonderful, if strange, campaign that has all sorts of weird things going on in people's dreams. I mean, what dreams may come, right? But yeah, so we will catch you guys next time. Thank you so much, and we hope you enjoyed the show. Like, subscribe, etc. Bye! Bye.